What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Valid Dickhead Tory, and welcome to another episode of Point and Laugh, the magic show where I make you a better deck builder and a worse friend by means of admonishment. First up, we got a group hug deck that forgot to squeeze, followed by a Runo deck where frankly this man is lost. But then we've got the first green deck to ever use their illiteracy for good, and finally we've got an Alela deck that quite frankly has a little bit too much shit on. For everybody who subscribes to this video, I will be removing one spider's egg from the editing chamber. Mango! Make some sudden moves. Perverted Truths. This is a silly, nice, spooky deck that does a surprisingly good job of convincing people to dine on excess. By forcing all players to draw full hands and hold on to them, we can punish them on all those choices. I am just enabling you to touch more cards. Why would you want to stop that? I'm not looking to add discard-focused cards to this deck. Okay, so this is Saizan, who, if you've never played against them, criminally bad. As it happens, what Saizan does is he makes everybody draw 2 cards for the cost of losing 2 life. And you might say, oh wow, I'm going to make everybody lose life. That's really good. There's no way trading 1 life for 1 card is one of the most broken things you can do in the entire game. So let's see how Sunders tried to save it. So we have bullets. I would say this is enough in any world where you weren't letting anybody draw 3 cards every single turn. I feel like you probably run through these in short order and then get murdered. So we have more symmetrical draw. We have all of the things that allow other players to draw additional cards. We can get up to like 7 cards drawn every turn. Let's see, Temple Bell, Saizan is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can passively have everybody at the table drawing 9 cards a turn if we are deep inside Magical Christmas Land, if we are living in Santa's big sack. Game's gotta end. That's actually shockingly funny. I expected this to be the most, fuck it, I'd toss a Molotov cocktail into my LGS and hope for the best deck ever. This is actually hilarious and will win you the game. You play all of your group hug things, you play this, and then you go, okay, pass to you, draw your deck, dumbass. Bang, bang. Oh my god. And then you fucking just played every other black card that people think is wins. This is cookery, and then this is Kraft mac and cheese. I personally doubt, like I cannot for the life of me imagine that Gary is actually good here. I also doubt that Exsanguinate is actually very good here, but you were probably like, hey man, these win. There's no fucking shot, right? There's just no shot unless maybe you put it on Keurig. So we have 3 things that ChatGPT found for us, and then we have the lobster on top of the Kraft mac and cheese. So this is hot. I think we probably want to fix these. For headache, okay, so this is enabling all of our life loss. I believe this says whenever somebody draws a card, they lose a life. Price of knowledge, sure. Psychosis crawler, sure. God, fuck you, sure. So we're putting a clock on the game. I question the things that are like more than 4. In the absence of our ability, God, we talked with Ian so much that I'm actually talking about how good the cards are instead of just going, haha, penis. Let's talk about the contraption, because I think at most tables, unless they're getting stuck with lands in hand, they're probably just going to discard to 7. And so on upkeep, you're at most getting 3 out of these people, and on their turns, they just like straight vomit everything. So we get a lot of advantage for maybe 3 on upkeep. In my mind, what these are competing against is like you having additional card draw and additional ramp, because what is this curve? Yeah, deeply irresponsible. You mountains and mountains of credit card debt. Protect the president. Sure, yeah, these should not be more artifact ramp to recast the president. I believe in you. Very funny. Yes. Big claps. Big claps. Gilded Lotus is probably necessary in this deck. And then a lot of these are not the best thing ever, but you do probably need them. Shields up. Oh god, okay. This is better. This is better. I like that we have this many board wipes. because you're definitely... So this makes the removal improved in my mind, because I imagine that the board is going to be getting filled to the fucking brim with dog shit every single turn. I think the thing that I like the least about this deck, which may be solved by the meta of whatever table you're playing against, is when you sit down with this deck, you have taken out a note that just says, hey, are any of you guys artifact or enchantment players? If so, you won. And that is a limitation of just having a mono black creature in the command zone, which I realize is a key part of your pun and a key part of your game plan, but you are almost exclusively limited to dealing with creature-based game plans. And so if anybody ever does anything that isn't creature-based, you just say, okay, draw 7 every turn. Also, I can't hurt you in any way that matters. Please be nice to me. But again, the curve is fucking ridiculous. And so mulligans are gonna be important and also mean to you. So is this keepable? No. Is this keepable? Why the fuck do we... Okay, we're phasing out our commander. All right, so we have a fog, we have anvil. This has to be like as keepable as it gets. So we do this and nothing. We do this, we anvil. We are now Huggery. We probably discard, I mean, honestly, Sign in Blood, because we have the anvil out already. We hit Nykthos, and then, I'm gonna hit maybe the Rebirth. So we'll play that tapped. Oof, I like Shizo. I like all these cards. Fuck the fog. So we play this thing. We probably play... I mean, it's turn 4. We've done literally nothing except hand everybody else hammers to hit us with. Me personally, I probably play No Mercy at this point. But we get to draw again. We have Dark Writ, Temple Bell. I feel like at this point we don't need the ritual. Unless we're just gonna like do a Peer into the Abyss, but Peer into the Abyss doesn't really help us. Or not crazily so, and we can ramp to it other ways. We don't meet the fucking Scepter of Eternal Glory condition. We play Saizan. Now everybody draws 4 cards every turn. We take 2. We have to discard one of these. Fuck propaganda, I ain't no bitch. I'm just holding up this big wall of guns if you ever look at me. This is like worthless to play until we have a 3rd swamp. So we Ornithopter, we Mind Stone, we Diamond. Now we possess $1 million, we pass. We have collectively given the table like 10 extra cards at this point, and we've hit Exsanguinate. We have to discard one of these. Probably get rid of Damnable Pact. We hit our own Reliquary Tower. So now we at least have one piece of interaction. It's turn 7. Any realistic commander game has ended like 3 turns prior to this with the amount of card draw we've given, which is fucking... Ugh. Can we... Scepter still doesn't mean anything. Temple Bell does mean something. Okay, and we can Massacre. So really the best thing we can do is say, all right, fuck all... fuck all this noise. Everybody reset, which if we're playing against like precons, real as hell. I mean, fuck this Tainted Strike. It's not going to do a single thing for us. We have 2 Devotion for our Nykthos. 3. We play Mana Rock and Pray. I struggle to even call this a 1 because I think an important thing about Magic the Gathering is that you want to try to win, like at least hypothetically, and this deck's win conditions are 100% hypothetical. If you write them down on paper, there is an order that this deck can play cards in that is very compelling, which is ramp into card draw into group slug piece, preferably Sheoldred. Bracket 1 specifically doesn't care about winning, I think is a lie that is going to eat at the bracket system. Bracket 1 just cares about other things more than winning. That doesn't mean you are not committing any effort to winning. It means that your effort is more dedicated to having that shit on than it is winning specifically, or whatever gimmick you're trying to do. None of this would be possible without support from our highest tier Patreon members, so please join me and Little Nadu as we take a moment to thank Badger King, Sussedin, Christian B, Ryan A, Adam S, Solar Movie, Biggest Dickus, Kyle, Jess HW, Alpha Dog 2064, Crimson Viper, Zelenor, Otterfire, Dad Out for Milk, Kyler P, Bolus Brigade, Derek H, Phelan, B Leave, Dungeon Masters Consortium, Zach G, Bobby Joe Lord, Talamar Von Geist, Troper and their 37 different identities, Bradley T, Bo, Beefcake, and Silky Wilky. Thank you all, and enjoy the video. Hi everybody, welcome to the Mango Money Moment, a new segment that exists only because YouTube has told us that if their automatic mid-roll placer doesn't believe that my video has enough dead air in it to constitute a transitional phase, they will not put monetized ads in the middle, which can really cut into the editor's leak budget. So we're gonna have these moments where we just stop and stare for a little bit. This is my take on a sea creature flavored deck. I attempted to have cards that fit the theme, sometimes stretching the truth, as well as cards that make the deck able to survive against my friends who enjoy it playing around bracket 3 to 4. The sideboard is full of what I call honorable mentions that either didn't make the cut or there was a better replacement for them. So my first question is, why do we even need to stretch the definition of sea creatures when the average sea creature is so focused on stretching everybody else's assholes? Don't you have this guy? Why are we stretching? Behold my semen. Sea creature flavored deck. Commander damage matters. Okay, so it's not just about sea creature flavor, it's about bad cards matter. So we can mutate this guy to make Runo Stromkirk a 7/7. One day it'll happen. Oh no, so is this just like half good combos and half you dreaming the impossible dream? Why do we even have Maskwood Nexus? Like the idea of sea creature flavored, I give up. This deck is all about sea creatures. By the way, I didn't put in sea creatures. Here's Maskwood Nexus. I'm not gonna say you're wrong on a personal level for this. You need new friends. You need new friends, straight up. Like this is bad, right? It's not so bad that I'm gonna tell you, oh, you can't do it, but it's bad enough that we can't be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna chuck this in at the end of my deck meant to keep up with 3s and 4s. Right, I'm not doubting that it's possible. I'm saying that like you do all this to get a 7/7. Motherfucker, I have matched your freak for the cost of land drop and soul ring. Let's imagine you are in a WWE like battle royale situation. 4 people come into the ring. 1 person is going to win. What tends to happen is you don't all 4 just punch each other at the same time. There's some degree of like target selection going on. There might even be some degree of pairing off with who's targeting who. And when you do stuff like this that just gives up on playing the actual game of Commander, like imagine if you're in WWE Raw, you pair off with 1 person, and the other pair, you hear one of them go, oh, I'm just here to work on my armpit fart noises. I'll surrender to you immediately. And then they start working armpit farts. It hasn't hurt you, and the person armpit farting might be having a good time, but you totally dismantle the idea of a balanced game state, because while everyone else is playing Magic, you're over here in the corner trying to assemble dogshit Exodia. Like, I think it's a thing of this deserves its own deck that can actually function around it, rather than I'm wasting 7 cards, well, maybe 6 cards, because like Malcolm, that's just a good blue card. Nezahal, holy fuck, what a card that is. Where we're wasting 6 cards in a deck that like probably can't afford to waste that many cards. If this is intending to play with bracket 3 to 4. If you're fine with every game being you yank a slot machine and hope that it all comes up Runo, that's different. But from the perspective of like, how do you participate in a Commander game? You showed up to the MMA fight in a fucking polka suit. If we're trying to make Throne of the Grim Captain work. Shut the fuck up, Ramp. Shut the fuck. This might just be bracket 1, actually. You know? The more I look at it, I think this might just be, this is the silly deck I play and I beg my friends not to bully me. And we have a relatively low, oh wait, do we have a hidden Remora? Oh, you shit ass. Turn 1 Remora into a deck that wouldn't hold up in draft is definitely a fucking approach. It's a fish! I'm not saying it's not a fish. I'm just saying turn 1 fish into the single worst collection of cards I have ever laid eyes on is crazy. I mean, lie. Why is this tagged removal? Tap 4 permanents is removal? Fucking, I've got some hot removal for you. Get this shit in your deck yesterday. Where's Indicate, bro? Where's Indicate? This is the type of shit we're playing with. You know what? I'm done asking questions. Let's see the playtest. Soul Ring. Who gives a shit, man? Fuck you. I'm not tutoring. Bish. And then we'll say we like draw, what, 2? And then, you know what? I'm gonna pay for this because we have nothing else to spend our fucking mana on. You know what? No, I won't. I'll do something. We will let it die so that we can play Gyruda. We miss for Gyruda. Awesome. Next turn, we play this guy, and now we wait. Bro went to the aquarium one time, came home, booted up the Mox field, and was convinced that they were onto something. Hey, if you go to the deck list at the top, there's an option to just delete the deck there. Like okay, so what you have built is a terrible, terrible Kinnan deck. We gotta get you in the Kinnan CEDH Discord. Those people will accept you. Bro, a fucking 5/5 with cycling. Holy shit. Hate Kinnan? You don't like mirrors? Otherworldly Gaze, Null Drifter, Sacrifice. Every tag, there's like 2 cards that are just, what if I fucking lied? What if I fucking lied about how useful this was? Okay, so one thing at a time. The first bridge we have to cross is what power level you actually want to play this at, because right now this looks silly as shit to me. And then you have a couple cards that are crazy fucking good that you have managed to grandfather in under your theme, but most of it is like hot bullshit. Oh, I know what the... Listen, hey man, please do not interpret my confusion as not understanding the Runo game plan. But like this hand, our best play, I skip my land drop and I discard this. Oh good, look. Watch out everybody, I have Throne of the Grim Captain. I'm gonna mill 2, because I'm a fucking madman. We play this, we get God's Worst 8-drop onto the top of our deck. Oh look, we've flipped Runo. Isn't that so cool for us? And now we have... Okay, we can draw cards, can we? Nope, fucked up our pips. Who needs a land base? Not fucking me. See, right now I'm debating whether I even hit this land drop or whether I try to go above maximum hand size on turn 9 so that I can discard something to Necromancy. Then on turn 10, watch out fuckos, Nezahal. We are 15 miles up our own ass. Alright, let's pull up Whitebread's deck. This is a spooky list. Hey boss man, I was planning on hitting you with some fun Secret Commander shenanigans this month, but a couple weeks ago an IRL friend gifted me a pre-sleeved Esika deck for Valentine's Day. I think they had good intentions, but didn't really know how to build a commander deck. They included a bunch of good cards from every color instead of following the commander's color identity rule. As you know, Esika, being a mono green commander, can only run green cards, so I started again from scratch and have scrounged up a big stompy 1/1 counter mono green legends deck. The plan is mostly just ramp out, get big, show players what's good. Normally I wouldn't bring you such a simple deck, but I'm in need of proper suggestions because my other Magic friends keep suggesting out of color cards and talking about some weird architecture for some reason. P.S. Ignore the reverse button on Commander and Moxfield. I think it's a weird visual bug that I can't fix. I can't believe you're about to force me into a position where I'm going to defend the mono green legendary ramp deck as the reasonable thing to do here. Is this how Gimli felt? It can't. Gimli actually cared about Legolas. This can't be how Gimli felt. Fuck you. Fuck you. And you're right. Yeah, so we have big fucked up protection. Counter, I barely know her. I'm interested in what's causing us to go the 1/1 counter route, but we can sort of examine that as we go, because it feels like everything I'm seeing that's playing into the 1/1 counter game plan doesn't actually play into what the mono green commander is doing, but I also refuse to look at green commanders enough to understand what most green legends want to do. Like, most green legends want to be big. Okay, Runati at least cares about, well, we'll put 1/1 counters on things. Honestly, I can ditch the +1/+1 counter theme. I just thought it went hand in hand with Big Stompy. It definitely does. Like, worst case scenario, mono green Stompy and +1/+1 counters are cousins who kiss a lot. Thinking there might be something better we can do if we can identify a different through line on what the legendary package wants to do. Because like Toski, yeah, I'm gonna hit you. Reki, fuck you. Legolas, like there's a lot of things where I feel like 1/1 counters are going to happen incidentally. Yeah, we're not saying no kisses. We're just saying you can do better than your cousin. Thank you, white bread. Because there are a couple like incidental cousin kissers like Legolas, whose the 1/1 counters are gonna end up on here anyway. But like Goreclaw doesn't care about counters. Kona doesn't care about counters. Lute doesn't care. Nylea doesn't care. O'Hare Castlum only cares to the extent that we're increasing his own power. So here's all the counters. Like Bronze Dragon I believe in. I think what I'm mostly concerned with is, like most green decks, the only plan seems to be, ha ha ha, I own cards. Why? I understand with things like Reiki that are incredibly good, but like, you know that other people take turns, right? Because right now we're spending a quarter of our deck on playing things that aren't our commander, and our commander can translate a lot of ramp, but I don't think the things we're playing before or on curve with our commander translate well into ramp. We have a ton of 4-drops. The Gantt chart of how this deck plays, you're just looking at it and you're like, oh yeah, we're never fucking doing that. So what's our turn 1? Our only turn 1 play in the deck is Hardened Scales, because the others are things we activate on top. Sure. What do we want to do turn 2? Hold our dick in our hands? Great, dude. And then turn 3, oh, maybe we play Emerald Medallion on turn 2. And then turn 3, we play a legend, assuming that we have hit every land drop on the way to this. And then on turn 4, we play our commander. I just gotta see. Okay, we have Reiki. Absolutely the best card in our deck. Absolute shithouser. So we play this, dick in our hands, Reiki! Turn 4. We get to play our legendary commander, we get to draw a card. Turn 5. I think it is better to just play the most expensive thing. We get to draw a card. And we get to put 2 forests into our hand, which I'll dump 2 to hand size, because fuck it. But the deck's thinner now, which matters. We have 6 mana, we play this, we get to draw because we played it. We play this, we get to draw because we played it. Turn 7, and then we just kind of keep praying. So if we have this card draw engine, works beautifully as long as we skip 4 turns. As long as we have a way to draw cards and we're willing to skip 4 turns, this can run out into a meaningful board state super quickly. A lethal board state, hell no, but a board state that can play Magic can happen without too much time. We probably keep the... Sure. Sure. Get 1 thing back to hand and then fall over and die. I mean, we probably just play Esika as our version of a land drop so we can play Toski. So we have a Vigilant 1/4 who is never going to get through for card draw. We have Castlum. We can probably use Bridgeworks Battle to get O'Hare Castlum through something. And then say we get a free swing. And do we just get this shit to field? Yes, we do. Probably Vigor, if I'm being totally honest. So Whitebread, here's what I detest about you as a person. All you've really done is you said, oh god, there's so many green cards in this deck. I'm going to put in all of these cards that are so green. And since green cares about beatdown, there's a couple things that are crazy good, like O'Hare Castlum. There's a couple non-legendaries that are so good they're worth including, like Vigor. And then the brainworms got to you and you were like, well, Vigor says +1/+1 counters, so what if I did a bunch of +1/+1 counter stuff? I think your unwillingness to accept that the first 2 turns of the commander game exist do not prevent them from actually existing. We either need the things we start doing on turn 4 to be insane, or we need stuff to do in the first couple turns. Like, you need to imagine what would be a good game for this deck, and if we're waiting until turn 4 to have 2 1-power creatures, I don't think we like that. I don't think that's our favorite thing in the entire world. Your current plan is I do 1/1 counters, but not that well because my commander doesn't help. This deck is the reason my last Bant deck was so light on interaction, I've been trying to cut back on playing as much when I have access to blue. Once I have Alela down, I share everyone else's turns to accrue fairies, goad their creatures, and win with death by 1,000 cuts. Our only relevant house rules that apply is you can only play one of Fierce Guardianship, Force of Negation, Force of Will, and in black, you can only use 2 tutors, 2 of the good tutors, if you use any at all. I think those house rules are quite reasonable. $1,800 fucking dollars, but I'm distracted by the art, so I'm not even gonna think about it. Off the rip, good amount of lands. So Alela wants us casting at instant speed to goons, goad everybody. So we get to make 1/1s, and whenever we hit somebody, we get to goad their creatures. So we get to smack people, and we get to smack them so hard that they don't crack back. It's $1,800 mainly from drip. That's honestly perfect for fairies. Collection of shiny trinkets, so here's our additional ramp. Yeah, this is really good. She bad as hell. Huh? I mean, sure, fairy's a mana dork now, whatever, who cares? It's fairies, you're gonna get it done. Reality Trip is interesting. So we have 26 instants. The more cards I can draw, the less I have to think. Zrestriel, I'm begging you to consider how opposite that is for most of the population. 10 cards in your hand, no thinkies, just dopamine. Oh, true, are these all just woods? Is that the secondary theme? Is all of the humanoid arts have to be immediate smashes? Oh no, can't be, because that's a child. So no, we will free you from that consideration. Fairy together strong. So Flash Enabler, some soft banners, which is very reasonable. I hope you don't mind I prompt my friends. Yeah, there's the extra turn spell. This is the one extra turn spell I'm not going to take too much umbrage with, because if you get to cast this, you probably kill people. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. That's a very cute tag. Paper cuts between toes. Oh, Throne of the God Pharaoh probably gets truly fucking awful. Okay, and then here's all our instants. Bluster Squall is tremendous. I want to call this terrible. I'm like, fuck, this is probably good. This is probably good in this deck. More flash, more good card. Fuck you forever, bro. More good card I can play whenever I want. Pioneer based. And then just this thing. I struggle to believe that this can be technically correct for you. I'll be honest. I feel like this is good card syndrome only because at any realistic mana value, the only person whose dick you are shooting off is probably your own. Target opponent chooses and buries a number of creatures he or she controls equal to the number of creatures put into your graveyard from play so far this turn. So you go like chump block with 4 1/1 fairies. Nice going, dickhead. Sack your board. I'm gonna kiss you, bro. It has Oracle text. Yeah, sacrifice a creature of their choice for each creature. That's actually... This is such good spite play. Okay, boring card that goes in every commander deck. And then, what the fuck are we Illusionist Bracering? Do we have activated abilities? Maybe like a Yara or Fairy Mastermind? Do you have tech here? Or are you just like, damn, he got that shit on? I am surprised that I don't see any of the like 4 mana when I hit you draw card. I'll leave it for the playtest to be totally convinced, but I think a lot of your... Okay, we have Mew Yanling at least. So we have at least one of those. No Glen Elendra does seem a little bit wild. Maybe, I mean, hey, maybe they're playing just against fucking stompy players, and it doesn't have flash. So let's see how this actually goes so far. I have a counterspell, 2 lands, and I have one of my setup pieces. Ooh, we have Emeritus, but we don't have combat damage draw? Somebody's a fucking Izzet player at heart. Somebody's a dirty little Izzet player, I swear to God. I think we have to mulligan this one, so we'll free mull. Okay, 3 lands, looter, setup. Okay, so we'll play Gloomlake Verge, and then we go to turn 2, we Likeness Looter, go to turn 3, Reality Chip, go to turn 4, shocking our commander because I'm an idiot who doesn't realize what lands are in my hand. We play our commander. So we have a fairy, so we goad something. Next turn, we have Path of Ancestry. We have our free counterspell. We flash somebody with our fairies to quench something for 3. We get to make a fairy rogue, and we're holding 2 mana up. So maybe we play like Illusionist Bracers as well. At sorcery speed. And now we have land drop into a Yara. See, and this is where I'm like, why don't we have a pet kitty? Because this is a hand that is empty of entirely our own design. Like, we have bimboified ourselves for no reason. Oh, we have it in there. Okay, then I just missed it. Oh my God. I hate you. We're running goddamn 3 wishes. We're running bad expressive iteration and heuristic study. Mango, play the PBS music. Mods, smash Zesriel's penis with hammers. Let's all have a moment of peace.